Let me quickly check that. I don't know why I keep doing every line, but so hopefully this is audible. If not, I need to increase a little. If that is fine, then we can. I think that should be fine. Okay, I think I need to hold it this way and speak. Okay, so let's get. Uh, so let's continue where we would have left off. Hopefully. So what we did last time was created. I think we created a few things, which was this template, and we made changes to how we load the templates, and not sure what we did else. So it was main.co file. So here we had all the models, and inside of, so instead of opening this way, I'll just open it this one. And here we had plugins, and we now need to test out these things, which was to fetch the post and accordingly populate the database. And now we need to create the file. So now once we have a good looking thing, let me run main.go, and here we should see something like this, the editor. Okay, that was working. Now we toggle the theme, that is also working. Yeah, that is like pretty much it. Let me quickly check if this works. I think this won't work because uh, this was intended to design it for I guess like the database that will be setting on localhost, but this will also hit an local endpoint. So if I check the templates and inside of the editor template, you would see that we are hitting the local host slash editor. So instead of this, let us host this uh, endpoint on Netlify, and then we can move ahead and deploy this on this blog as well. So this would be so if We can deploy it. There's no issue with that. But I think we had created this. Did we? Let me check what I did there last time. So okay, according to that, sorry, we have created this GH file, and okay, so I saw last part of my stream, and we are doing something over here as well. And so this was the endpoint. So add post will be one endpoint. And what we would do is we would hit this endpoint to sort of add the post. So here, the JSON response and error response are just hyper functions, and what we intended to do is to convert this into an actual thing. So the metadata, and sorry, not metadata, but the actual post. So if we go over here, you will see we are passing the form parse in, so that is getting that form data out, and here we are unmarshalling this metadata, which will be a JSON-like structure, as you would see over here. Yeah, this is JSON, and now we are constructing this payload, which will be the form title, the title metadata, post username and password. So this will be the value that will be fetched from the uh, request. So here we need to get this request context and pass it down here, and yeah, so that is what I think we were doing. So I think I created this, right? So create post, is it used somewhere, or did we use it fresh? So this was not used for anything. It was yeah, post handler. So we are using inside of this, so we can extract this out maybe. And so here we have author in the get user. So we first try to authenticate the user by passing the username and the password. comparing the hashes of the password and creating the ports using this function. That is what we want to do ideally uh, for Netlify. So let me like abstract out the things that we uh, require both from here, since this is a like a function, but it's not actually doing what it should be, because the database handling it won't be done like from the plugin itself. It will be done via the functions. So I think let's remove like keep that as it is, but let's create one exportable function called handle post. So that will just take in the payload. I will say payload will be the payload object, and we'll pass it from uh, the request itself that will be coming from here. So we'll construct that and send it over to here, and then we can move ahead with this thing. So let me run that, and here we will, sorry, okay, I copied the wrong thing. So here we need to be a little careful because we don't want to uh, return anything which is sensitive. And let us see if that complains. I don't think we are returning any things here. So payload is there. Payload is stuck. So okay, so query. Um, okay, okay, that will be created from here itself. That will be quite, not quite, but it will be a bit tricky. So we need to do authentication separately. Let us create func authenticate, which will take in the username and password both as string, and it will return a boolean. And what we will, sorry, we need to have the raw password and the hashed password. And what we will do from here is just compare these and extract that out here. So if the raw password is equal to the hashed password, and if the authentication is a little downward, then we need to return false, else will return true. Alright, so we want to do this separately. And author.id, okay, so create post. I think we should not dabble with that, because since this also has DB access, we might have to like recreate this again, so that won't be any use as I see. So I'll just remove it from here, because it's not doing any adding any value here, I would say. So let me just copy it, sorry, copy, just cut it out here and just paste it in this. So we'll need to make use of the crypt, and with this in mind, we have mostly done the things that we needed to do. And there is one more thing, which is to run this command, which is yep, just like this. And now I want to do a few things that will be uh, queries, not it queries or maybe dot execute context and ctx, which will be ddl if we have it. We might have not created that. So inside of um, let's see if we have that over here. So I think we have done something to load. Yeah, here it is. DGL. Okay, but it is in the plugins folder. Okay, so I think we cannot do it that way. So we would need to okay, that will be quite tricky because elliptical SSG has just generated quite nested way. So schema.sql, let's copy it here and paste in here. Okay, this is quite the structure I have made it really messed up. Like I can technically import things from here, I believe. However, the issue is this is a package plugin, and if I try to import this, it might not complain, and yeah, I know the issue there. So inside of this db.go, I have this ddl, right? You can just call it capital ddl since we want to export it. Okay, once that is done, let's call it currents.ddl. And what does this return? It returns the results and the error. We don't care about the results. We just care about that. So if error is not null, then just return the response, data connection failed. Now queries will have a few things. So we technically need to do this, but first we need the authentication stuff. And before that, we need to get the body. So let's call it payload plugin dot payload, and I think that is correct technically. So payload dot no, this is wrong. We need to do authenticate the payload dot username, payload dot password, and no. Uh, we need to do a few things, which is so first we need to get the user. So let's call the user error and query dot get user. So we need to have the context and the username. So I'll pass in ctx and payload dot username. And if there is an error, you can simply log those out. And so now we have that. We can say if not authenticate, that is not giving me right. So payload dot username, and the order of that is instead interesting because we need the raw password. So payload dot password and the user dot password. So user dot password will be a hashed password, not that password. So authentication failure. And else that is the case, then yeah, we can do that things. So create post. It technically has it, but we have not exported it. So let me go ahead and export that. So this can be called as create post. Oh, that will conflict with that. Let's call this payload, and let us now use that instead. So create post payload. This takes in what? Takes in integer and that. So we can use user ID. I think that should be it. There will be a few like trial and errors things we need to do here, but for the most of the part, I think that should be good. Remember, we are just creating this plugin. It's not messed up, but it's very like configurable. I think like what I have is just a plugin. We just generated code. Don't uh, like get things wrong, but this is just generated code, and this is db code. So generated code as in like SQL C generated code, not LLM generated code. People are just wild in this case. So that is one thing, and the other thing is we are using this post. And one thing to keep in mind is that we are not using this as like this new plugin is not really doing anything because it just has functions that are not used currently, but we'll like use them to create the plugins here. Okay, so that was how to see that, and this here. So here we have this is the function entry point function for Netlify functions. So we'll create this connect to the database and then uh, just execute context. This is just creating this uh, plugin for DDL. So this plugin for DDL is taking all the schema and running it. So that is why we have create table if not exist. That's why it won't run it again, but it still will try to do it since we are using this execute context. So that is one thing. And the other thing is then once we have done with the DB connections, now we have the payload with us. We'll unmarshal it, that is convert from JSON to actual structure that we can use in Golang. So we will now have payload.username, payload.password, title, post and metadata. So once we have that, we fetch the user from the username that we will be specified with, and with that we can authenticate the user. So we'll have the password, and from the user that we fetch from the username, we'll have the hashed password. So we'll compare those. If those are correct, then they will authenticated, and then we'll create the payload in a database. So that will create the post in the database, and once we have that, uh, we'll send the post created successfully, but this is just LLM generated. Let me write it myself. So here, instead of just returning that, queries dot create post, I don't think returns. Uh, it returns elliptical SSG dot post. Does it? Okay, so it returns a post. Post is what? Okay, yeah, maybe we can return this. So uh, I wanted to add one more thing here. I just created a video and I wanted to say this, which will be emit JSON tags. I think it's something like that. Let me check. There's some other function that other yeah emit JSON tags too. And once that is done, I'll just run people see again. So I need to go into plugins and DB. There I have this frequency. So I just call frequency generate, and now if you would see lip frequency go and the models are go, you will see we have this things here, right? And we can have much more control over that. So let me change a few things inside of this. I think you know what, like this has been like a lot of code we have to write. Like let's see how this actually works and deploy it to GitHub and then see what we get, right? That would be a little better thing to see because I'm just rambling out right now and I don't think it makes sense to what I'm doing. So let me get in it. I'm not initializing. Get to branch and master domain. Okay, so that is done. Let's name this file, this project, right? Let's just calling SSG right now. Let's is it named or not? Is it named? Okay, we have named it SSG. Let's call it, so it is a Golang SSG. What we can call this? Any suggestions? I mean, what I'm expecting is a little more than expected, but never mind. I'll call it, like, what is the word for home of proofers? What is the home of proofers called? Oh yeah, burrow. We can call it burrow. Burrow. Let's call it burrow. I don't know. So what I need to do here? So git status. I have a lot of files. Let's see what we can include. So I don't want to include that. Go.mod, go.sum, main.go obviously, models.go, netlify, plugins, post, post. Yeah, let's include it because it's nothing fancy there. Then ssg.json, then static, and templates. So that should be it. I want to include API.go, that is the internal server. It is SQL generated from SQL D. Public is output of this LSI generators, and stream.txt is just a dummy file. Singdb.go was just a script. Yeah, let's add that as well. Nothing harm in that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that is what we'll add it for now. And let me do one quick dirty thing, which is to do this. So user name. For some reason, I don't like adding it from the terminal. I can't remember any of the commands there, honestly speaking. So I'll just comment it from here. Origin. Yeah, we are not creating that, so let's gh repo create. Is it? Let's create a new repo. Let's call it burrow. Uh, Static site generator in Golang with CMS. Public. No. No. Yep. No. So with that, git remote at origin, it should be git at the rate github.com Mr. Destructor slash burrow.git. Let's verify that first. Okay, it is empty. Now it should be populated. Okay, there it is. For some reason it's stuck somewhere. Not sure if it is loading or not. Yeah. So that is one thing that we have done. Not logged in here. Let me open this up quickly. You know what? I think I need to open it from here maybe. I don't want to expose anything here, but that will be a little tricky. Let me open Netlify. Login. I don't think so. I'm logging from GitHub as well. Damn it. Okay. Maybe it is too much of a load here. Let me close a few things. I'm scared that I will mess up a few things here. That was the fear, and it has been true. No. Let's close this.